Hi everyone, welcome to my page. Today marks day 2 of the year of self-love, the journey I'm taking this year in 2021 by following the teachings of Troy L. Love in his book, A Year of Self-Love, Daily Wisdom and Inspiration for Loving Yourself. So it says today on day 2, which is January 2nd, 2021, great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. And that's a quote from Vincent van Gogh. So if you think about that for a second, anything that we want to be great at takes some time. It doesn't just instantaneously happen, at least not for most things in life. And in order to make things great, you need to take conscious effort to work on these things. So this year, I'm setting the intention of self-love and growing musically, as well as helping other people see that they are not alone in this world. And what that means is over the course of the year, I have to pay attention to the things that I'm doing on a daily basis to work towards those intentions. So growing self-love in myself means that I need to pay more attention to how I speak to myself. Am I speaking to myself the way I would speak to somebody else that I love? When somebody comes to me and tells me that they failed at something, how would I talk to them? And then I have to turn that around on myself. And if I don't achieve something that I'm looking to achieve, how would I speak to myself about that? Would I put myself down? Would I lift myself up? Most of the time, people who don't love themselves or deal with mental illness, they tend to talk down upon themselves, to themselves, when things don't go in a certain direction sometimes, because it's harder to cope with things sometimes when you're dealing with mental illness as compared to if you're not. So to grow my self-love, that means that every day I have to pay attention to how I'm speaking to myself. And if I catch myself saying something that I wouldn't say to somebody else that I love, then I got to stop myself and say, nope, I'm not talking to myself this way, because it's not going to lead to a place of self-love. In terms of like music and helping others, well, in terms of music, it's just about practicing music every single day, making the conscious choice to work on music. And helping others, same thing. Making a conscious effort to be there for other people, support others, talk to people who are struggling, let them know that, I'm there to support them and give them some of the tips that I have found useful, because of course what works for one person doesn't always work for another. What works in one given moment doesn't always work at another given moment when you're struggling. So finding different tools to help others as well as myself. These are ways to work on my intentions over the course of the year. I can't just magically think that it's going to happen overnight, because it is something that takes time, just like Vincent van Gogh said. Hopefully you can let that sit with you for a few minutes and see what you need to do to set yourself up to be in a better place by the end of 2021.